Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a freezing cold Selhurst Park. But it is World Cup final weekend, and while Patrick Vieira knows exactly what it takes to achieve every player's greatest ambition, his beloved France will have to wait for now. It's 100% focus on South London. And it has been some break for his side, hasn't it? Crystal Palace have wasted no time. Just the small matter of meeting Brazilian legends, Turkish champions in the Italian league leaders in December. Before real life returns with the visit of Fulham on Boxing Day, there is a final chance to enjoy some European exoticism at Selhurst Park. Real Valladolid are in town. Vieira's not the only world champion with an eye on the action today. With Brazil crashing out in Qatar, Valladolid's president will surely be watching. Three-time World Player of the Year, two-time World Cup winner, one of the greatest of all time, Mr. Luis Nazario de Lima, or as you may know him better, the original Ronaldo. I am joined in the commentary box on this cold and wintry night. This club legend, Mr. Mark Bright. Mark, how you doing?
Why do you have to say that? I'm good, Will. It's a bit chilly, but it's winter. It's December. And 10 days to go before we restart. And yeah, it's perfect setting, really. Nice and no wind. Pitch is beautiful. And yeah, it's a good chance to show the manager you want to be in that team when you restart.
There are 4 changes from the side that face Napoli in Turkey. Tyrick Mitchell comes into the back 4 while Cech Doucouré replaces Luka Milivojevic. Up front there's an exciting attacking trio of Michael Olise, Wilfried Zaha and Odsonne Edouard, who starts ahead of Jeff Schlupp. Let's have a look at the Valladolid team for today.
Is this working now?
Clermont, 8 in total. Former Barcelona keeper Jordi Masip starts in goal, while Lucas Rosa and Javi Sanchez come into defence. In midfield, Monchu and Alvaro Aguado start, while the danger man Sergi Leon is recalled up front. Is there something wrong with these wires?
The microphones are connected. The microphones are connected.
Yeah, we've been ready the whole time, but apologies if you just lost commentary for a second there, but Palace have made a promising start. They have a free kick, not far out. Berriese and Michael Olise stand over it. And after the goalless draw against Botafogo here, as the first friendly of the winter break, they'll be determined to try and break the deadlock early on tonight. Will it be the right-footed or the left-footed option? It is Eze who tries his luck from distance, perhaps wanting to catch the goalkeeper out. In the end, it was a simple enough save.
Yeah, Masip got behind it, didn't he? It just bounced in front of him, but it was okay.
Ambitious from that distance. Tyrick Mitchell is penalised. Return to the side for him.
Doable, you have to say, for Eze. Doable. Some of the goals we've seen him score.
I did see him score a wonderful free kick against Leeds at the other end here last season. Palace looking for their high press early on. Jordi Masip, the goalkeeper, does like to play out from the back. Palace will be well aware of that, and they have one ball back through Michael Olise, but Valladolid just about managed to play their way out, and now they can launch a counter-attack. It's over towards Leon on the left-hand side.
Just needs to be on the deck, doesn't it?
Mark Gay will have been relieved to have seen that out for a throw. Here's Eze to Klein. Now Gay, who wants Gaeta to come and claim, which he does in the end. Jack Butland back on the bench today.
Yeah.
He started both games in Turkey against Trabzonspor and Napoli.
Good to see him back. Injury pre-season.
He was so unlucky in pre-season. He broke his finger while saving a shot from Anthony Martial in that friendly in Melbourne.
Pretty firm shot as well, wasn't it?
Must have been to
Yeah, I was there.
cause a fracture. Here's Mitchell. Down the line to Zaha, who tries to spin away from the defender. And he'll never get away with that, Will Rosa.
Well, first contact there, that will disbelief what you can do that and get away with it. So you'd have to say that, I know it's a friendly, but that's manhandling an opponent into Will's feet. Whoops.
Slightly loose pass. Can Klein rescue that? That will go for a Valladolid throw, and Eze holds his hand up in apology.
I mean, you watch these guys warm up and they do everything. They go through everything, the short-sided games, the passing, the running, and then, you know, that's just a sort of misplaced pass, and you don't expect that.
Do you think we can tell much from today's team selection when it comes to Fulham on Boxing Day?
Listen, it's like the last pre-season game before you start the season, isn't it? You want to be in that team, that starting. Oh, dear.
That's a dangerous ball, and the flag has stayed down here, and it is Sergio Leon. Gay tries to push him wide, and Will Hughes will come in and mop up.
Yeah, it was poor, wasn't it?
He was looking for the run of Sanchez on the edge of the area.
Oh, but I've got to say that Mark Gay's pace there, beautiful to watch.
Well, there are very few forwards, aren't there, that can outrun
got
him.
caught probably the wrong side, but then he got back and got into a good position.
11-year age gap between Mark Gay and Sergio Leon. I'm sure will have helped. And can Zaha step in here? Well, you can see what Palace are trying to do early on.
Yeah.
Odson Edouard then forcing the goalkeeper. Here is Gay. Appeals for a high boot.
Kicking.
Referee says play on, and it's out to Oscar Plano. Escudero. And Valladolid are beginning to find their confidence on the ball. Meza under pressure from Hughes.
Good pressing.
Now Massett out to the right hand side, and it's nodded on well. Here's Sanchez under pressure from Czech Decore. It's just a throw, nothing more.
When we did that pressing there when Hughes went, everybody should be up against their opponent. There shouldn't be sort of like 1 or 2 yards. You should be up against, because the goalkeeper's kicking. Get yourself in a position where you just challenge for that next ball.
Well, Palace only just back from Turkey, where they did face Trabzonspor and Napoli. Two really tough tests, but Patrick Vieira spoke about how valuable that trip was, particularly after a bit of a disrupted pre-season.
Yeah.
Chance for him to work with the entire squad.
Yeah.
They'll be keen to end this winter break with a positive result tonight. Here's Escudero.
Yeah.
Elise does well.
Got time, you've got the weather, got the conditions, everything to work through things. Took some young players with you as well, so they know what it's about.
Although it was a warm weather training camp, and then it poured with rain, didn't it, for the Napoli?
Yeah.
Just like being in London, wasn't it? Eze stepping in this time. Gay is underneath this clearance. Short ball out to Klein, and now Gay again. In for Tompkins. Joachim Andersen with the Danish World Cup squad during the break. As was, of course, Jordan Ayew with Ghana.
Oops.
Gay rising highest again, and now Edouard under pressure, but he's done really well to retain possession. Elise, good looking ball towards Zaha, defended it just enough.
Unlucky. I like that. I like the movement from Wilf as well, coming narrow and just running in the number 9's position down the middle and going in behind.
Palace have won it back again. Eze's not happy with the challenge.
Right, so you can't stop unless the referee blows the whistle. You can see all the players' reaction. They think it's a foul. They know it's a foul. The referee hasn't given it. I don't know, for some reason he doesn't see it, but you have to play to the whistle.
was the number 8, Monchu, on Eze. And Monchu couldn't believe his luck when he came away with the ball. Here's Decore, and Zaha's found some space for the first time. Oops. Shots blocked. Now Edouard.
It's not set.
Decore. Here's hooked away.
Good amount of players forward, even though they had a lot of players back. Fullbacks in there, seizing opportunity.
Zaha had peeled away. There he is on the left-hand side. Now Mitchell. Back to Tompkins, and Palace looking to build patiently from the centre-backs. Decore. Nice ball into Edouard, who tries to spin away from the defender. It looks as though two tidy sides at Selhurst tonight.
4-3-3 and 4-3-3 matches up.
In steps Mitchell well, and now Will Hughes. And Hughes can make real tracks here in the end. It just got away from him. It will be a Palace throw.
That's a good toe, that was. A good toe. Will can just get into that penalty area. There's the manager, staying warm. You go out and do some shouting, Osh. I'm staying on the heated seat.
There's Eze. Now, Elise. 2 men ahead of him. Manages to get the ball in anyway.
Flat.
Gay will sweep up, and now Eze again. Palace beginning to look dangerous here, and now Elise has found Klein in behind. Pulled back towards Edouard.
Oh my goodness.
It's taken a nick. It will be a corner.
Is it a corner? Well, I think the referee's... It should be a goal. But excellent play. Great overlapping play on the right-hand side from Kleiny. You can see, pointing to where he wants the ball. Gets the ball. I think, go on, hit it. No, just pulls it back. Good feet. All this side to shoot. The keeper's right. Laces. Left foot laces. Just hit it low.
Well, it was the slightest of deflections, if it was at all. But it is a Palace corner. Elise stands over it. Ball in, and Tompkins is free at the far post. Nodded it back across goal, and there was no one there to get the final touch.
Well, it kind of didn't head it back into the danger zone, did it? Got cut out, but pulls off the far post, just like Anderson does. And that ball then, just if you pump that back into the 6-yard box, give a teammate a chance.
Decore to Hughes. Decore is forced to step in there, and that was a painful one for Aguado.
I don't think he caught him on the foot. I think he blocked the ball. As you know, any foreign team you play, if you show the studs at all, it's a foul. There you go.
He's back on his feet.
There's a rare sight. What do you think that was? Play with his shirt tucked in.
Did you play with your shirt tucked in?
Yeah, nice and tidy.
No short sleeves and gloves. The undershirt as well. Well, every time Valladolid tried to play out from the back, they're under real pressure, and there you go again. Hughes has won it back. Elise into Eze. Eze's footwork in towards Zaha.
He's just behind him, wasn't it? Just behind him.
Still Valladolid aren't comfortable. Zaha now applying the pressure, and Zaha's won it back. Here's Edouard. Eze. Eze's turn.
Should be corner. No?
Well, Masic was pleased to see that flash wide.
Yeah, good pressure. Everybody working as one. Midfield backing up the strikers, putting pressure on here. Pinch it, Edouard. Into Elise. Oh, he doesn't quite catch it. Thought it was blocked.
Couple of good opportunities for Palace already. Gay
is
at the right place at the right time there.
Well, Klein's pushed forward. There's a big gap there. He should be that channel side anyway, which is what he was. But not taking any chances. But probably thought, could you chest it and just offed it down the line.
There's Escudero. Can Valladolid establish a bit of control of their own on the game? Leon with a nice ball out to Monchu, who does try his luck from distance. Gaeta was happy to watch that. Well over the crossbar.
Yeah, good start. 12 minutes gone. The majority of the game's been played in the opponent's half. We've been around their penalty area. We've opened up a couple little gaps. This is just a snapshot. Good touch. Slash. A little bit of a slash.
Now Palace's turn to try and play their way out of trouble. Klein's ball is intercepted by Sanchez.
Ooh.
Well, he has managed to keep it in. Elise stepped in, but Plano was the stronger one. But the cross was straight at Gaeta. Was keen to get Palace underway straight away towards Zaha. And it hasn't worked.
Good play. Oh, give it away.
Here's Zaha again. Sanchez stepped in. Now Zaha in the challenge.
Yeah.
Hudson Edouard will lead the press. Now Javi Sanchez.
Time. Well done.
Tyreek Mitchell's done really well to bring that down and then pick out Edouard, but it was fired into him.
Firm.
And he won't thank him for that pass. And Patrick Vieira is up on his feet and out in the technical area for the first time.
If anyone hits a ball into me like that, do you know what I used to say to him? Is that a shot?
Can we broadcast it?
Is that a shot?
Yeah. What kind of look did they give you then?
Well, you imagine passing that ball back to a fullback so he can hit it down the line, and you hit it at him so hard that he kicks it out of play. He says, "Oh, what's that?" Yeah, that's what you do to me.
I seem to remember you passing me a ball out in Australia.
Please, Will.
And then blaming me for my first touch. So that's exactly what I should have said at the time. Here's Elise.
Here we go.
Nice ball into Edouard. Elise has it back. Palace have worked it really well here. Zaha's first touch, just put it behind him.
Didn't he? Yeah. Lost a bit of momentum. Just give it him a go.
Hughes out to Zaha. Oh, Hughes' dummy was a nice idea. Just caught Elise off guard.
Offside.
Now Valladolid can come forwards. Pull of the shirt, surely, from Elise. The referee says fine to continue. Now he plays the advantage, and it's a good ball out to Escudero. And Escudero has the space to step inside, and it's a dangerous ball in, and Tompkins does just enough to glance it behind, because there were two men waiting at the far post, and that was the first sign of real danger for Palace.
Can quickly see that again. I like this ball. I think it asks questions of defence. You're running back to your own goal. You're on the stretch. It's a very good touch from James. Just nicking it away from the strikes and putting it out for a corner. There we go. Everyone wrapped up.
Well, they've braved the cold to come and see.
Plenty of new hats and scarves on Boxing Day.
They will. The club shop will be doing a roaring trade. Corner for Valladolid. Monchu has gone across to take. Plenty of bodies in the box. It's in towards the near post. Flicked on. I think he got a nick on a Palace player. Will Hughes it was.
Well, it was Hughes and Klein who were at the near post, who went with the runner. And close enough that he didn't have to test the goalkeeper. They got a deflection in quickly. It's a good delivery as well. It's not near post. On the move. Get there first, but well done to Hughes.
Will they try the same routine? Will they mix it up a bit? Monchu again. Much deeper delivery this time. Who will it fall to in the area? Decore gets ahead to it. Then Elise tries to slash it away. And Palace have done well to force it all the way back to Masip.
Yeah. You see that one there? That's a long run for Hughesy, but like everybody had pushed up as one, and then that was the only ball the goalkeeper had. What he should have been doing is playing under pressure.
Here is Hughes, finds Elise. Klein on the overlap. He'll reach it, Klein. Ball in is cut out, but it'll be a corner.
Lifting to the far post. Wilfred's on the far post. He's got himself in a really good area, and just needed that lifting there from Nathaniel up to the far.
And now it's Palace's opportunity to get a ball into the box. Tyreek Mitchell is the deepest player, deepest outfield player, and he's halfway inside the Real Valladolid half. Elise's ball in towards the far post again. Gay gets up well. It'll drop for Mitchell. Tries to spread the play out to Zaha. Zaha can step in here though. In the end, Valladolid almost played themselves into trouble.
Well, he's been unselfish there, Wilf, and I think if he just lets that ball drop a little bit further, he just hits it with the laces. Just go straight through the ball.
Tried to pick out Edouard, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ahead of him. That's knocked back to Sanchez. Out to Escudero. Well, Palace have got Fulham on Boxing Day. Valladolid's next league game is
Real Madrid.
Trip to Real Madrid. So it could be worse, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Here is Sanchez.
The showbiz game.
Although you wonder how those, in inverted commas, top teams will deal with all the late arriving World Cup players. Well, in steps Elise. Elise still going. He got the shot away early. Masip got down well.
Right, so I don't know if Wilf did him any favours there. He brought a player across the path of his shot. I know it didn't take any deflection, but probably Wilf would be better off faking coming across the pitch and then pulling off towards the far, taking the defender away and just leaving Michael with a free run.
Well, Edouard was trying to do his bit defensively on the left-hand side, just left a foot in. It's one of those challenges that in a league game you'd have players surrounding the referee, but in a friendly match,
we've seen that. Right, so Michael's coming in. Watch Wilf, he comes into the screen. There, now, yeah, I'm not too sure if he maybe pulls away. He's trying to make a run across Michael to get slipped in.
Escudero beat Klein to the ball, but he could only knock it out for a Palace throw. Looks as though he's a real outlet for Valladolid. Plenty of experience, the left back. Twice a Europa League winner with Sevilla. Here's Palace's own left back, Tyreek Mitchell. Edouard flicks on for Hughes.
Oh.
Hughes was forced backwards and then he was forced to the ground.
WWE.
Yeah, that will be a free kick, and it's drawn an unhappy reaction from the crowd.
He's okay. He's okay. No more. No mas.
Lucas Rosa, the Brazilian. Here's Elise. Klein sprinting to not the overlap again. Instead, Elise goes inside. The flick from Edouard towards Zaha.
It's unlucky. I mean, if there's a place to take a chance for a move like that's it.
It was an imaginative thought once again. Referee just dealing with something that happened off the ball during that move. It is a Palace throw. Just final words from the referee, and Monchi was trotted across to the substitutes bench. I think he may just need some patching up. He is getting some treatment, and now we can get back underway.
Ooh. An exchange there.
So Valladolid down to 10 men for now. Here's Hughes.
Oh, God.
Mitchell was
Tariq was off then, wasn't he?
making the run.
He was leaning.
Decore into Zaha. Now Edouard couldn't force his way through, but it falls for Hughes. Eze into Zaha. Couldn't lay it off for Hughes, but it's won back by Palace.
I think there's an opportunity to shoot there. I think it's, you know, Breachy, just have a go. Come inside and have a go.
Monchi is back on the field. Valladolid back to 11. Here's Decore. Eze back to Tompkins, and Mitchell has peeled off on the left again. And now Odsonne Edouard is on the left-hand side. Wilfried Zaha in the
just changed
centre-forward position.
Okay.
Gay with a nice ball out to Elise, and Elise can run at the defender now, and Elise's got through here. Still has two men to beat and needs support. Finds it in Klein. Elise again. Onto his favoured left foot. Dangerous ball in. Met by Decore.
Well.
Header is loose though, and there's a real chance to break now for the visitors.
Look at that.
Well, it's 4-on-4. The pass can't find Sergio Leon. And Tompkins did really well to mop up. And now Palace can launch a counter-attack of their own.
He'll get fouled.
Here's Zaha. Up against Rosa. Edouard. Zaha. Out to Elise. Elise into Hughes. Hughes turns.
Offside.
The flag is up.
Good play. I like it. Midfield players getting ahead of the forwards. You need somebody from midfield to help and support the front. Hughes getting in that position there. Just slightly unlucky that gets caught offside, but we're kind of moving the ball well, even when we get in that final. But we haven't had any shots. We're not having enough shots or efforts. And there are chances there. There is an opportunity for people to shoot, but we're just electing not to.
It'll be interesting to see how many changes and when Patrick Vieira makes them.
Yeah.
The first game of this break, it was almost wholesale changes at half time.
Yeah.
And it moved towards 60 minutes.
Well, players want to know that they've got it in their legs. And after 4 weeks, well, not 4 weeks off. No, it's not right. Is it 2 weeks off? Back in training. That you can just go the distance, and you've got the power to go again later in the game. So that should be on the ball.
Tompkins not happy with the linesman. I guess it is different, isn't it? 90 minutes in a friendly is going to be different from 90 minutes in a Premier League game.
Can't recreate it, but you just have to do your best. Working hard. Do those runs that you don't need to do. Just go run back at times and get some extra yards in there. Support people, the defenders and midfield players are out of position. Go on.
Here's Zaha. Well found by Eze. Has Edouard in support. Will he go himself, Zaha? Cuts inside.
Better.
Good save from Masip.
Better. More aggressive on the ball there. Wilf showing the dummy and going on to the left side. Nice, powerful shot. It's straight at the goalkeeper, but, this is... there you go. Leg sticks out. Onto the left. Drive it.
Ball in towards Tompkins. Back inside again. There's no one in red and blue there to take advantage. Elise this time.
It's flat again.
Not enough on the cross. Now Decore. Tompkins is
well done.
Getting back to good effect. Klein. Now Elise. Hughes is offside, but Elise tries the cross himself.
That should be a corner, shouldn't it?
Well, it's been given, I believe, as offside because Will Hughes is adjudged to have obstructed the defender. But I think that's a harsh decision. The ball never actually was aimed for Hughes, but I think he was deemed as being active by virtue of falling over, basically. In steps Decore. Now Klein. Gay. Back to Vicente Gaeta. Here's Gay again. That long ball just didn't match the runs of Zaha or Elise.
Quite good with their press there, Valladolid.
Well, he's still just 22, Mark Gay. He's played every minute in every competition this season for Palace.
And you say still only 22? Does that mean?
Well, he's a young man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's first teamer.
Everything, when you watch a World Cup where...
Oh, excellent.
We'll come back to the thought of Jude Bellingham in just a second because Palace have won the ball back.
He's just different, isn't he?
Flicks and tricks from Wilfried Zaha. Certainly warming the crowd up on that far side. Here's Klein. Decore calls for it, receives it. Into Eze. Now Edouard. Zaha. Hughes to Decore.
It's all narrow, isn't it?
Decore's done well to bring in Eze. Now Elise. Klein. Cross is blocked.
We're playing high. We've got a lot of people forward. We're putting the pressure on their back four.
Will be a Palace throw. I would say the vast majority of the action has happened in the Real Valladolid half. Here's Elise who stepped inside. Zaha, good footwork from Zaha, he's brought down.
Dragged down.
Danger not away. Tyreek Mitchell from distance. Masip watched it comfortably bubble past the post.
Well, looks slightly suspicious, but not complaining, Wilf, so obviously. Here we come, just on the edge of the box there. Tight control, drag. Well, he's... Defender's got his left hand on Wilf's shoulder, and
he spends so long being manhandled, Zaha, that
he's not complaining though.
he loses the energy to appeal after a while. Up goes Decore. That's a loose ball, but
lucky.
They just about get away with it, the visitors. Up to Escudero. Now back to Sanchez, former Real Madrid player himself. Elise trying to put the pressure on, and Edouard has read that well. Fired into Hughes. Well done. Back to Decore, and Palace bring bodies forwards. Here's Elise. Saw the run of Klein. Back to Elise with space now. It's excellent footwork from Elise. He's kept the ball still.
Right, so I think that ball has to go in from Kleiny. When he gets slipped in, we have, like, you can see Wilf now, he's got his arms open, he's looking. You've got players in there, and I just think it lends itself to an early cross so we can attack it. But what happens is we do the fake cross and cut back. Here we go. There, right, as he's... No, not the right one.
I think optimistic appeals for handball.
Okay,
Eze stepped in this time, and now Elise. Elise, who ended the first half of the season so positively with that late goal against West Ham. 94th minute winner.
Yes.
Turned 21 just last week.
Whoops.
It's clipped there. The referee thought about playing the advantage. Gives the free kick in the end.
Just down the side of his ankle. That's a good shooting up. It's a bit far out, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit far out, but Michael just complaining.
They have the option of the in-swinger from Elise or the out-swinger from Eze, but Eze's walked away.
It's a little bit far out.
Michael Elise just chatting with the referee.
Stuart Atwell.
Well, it's a bit of a warm-up for him as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Getting their eye in.
Return of the league. And almost every outfield player forward for Palace. Elise's ball in is dangerous. It's up in the air. Edouard meets it, and then Gay!
What a shot.
Somehow kept out by Masip. Not sure he knew too much about it.
Somebody get hit in the head.
It was Mark Gay on the turn.
Gay hit, he swiveled there like a 9. Good ball in, challenged. Fair, swivel.
Oh, the connection on that.
I don't see why the referee's blown the whistle there.
Well, we are back underway. Some technique that from Mark Gay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
He
the
scored
old...
a goal like that. Oh, he scored a goal like that for us. Who was it against? Where he was like a striker.
Got a couple in the FA Cup last season, didn't he? Against Hartlepool and Everton as Palace give away the free kick. I don't know if you've seen a video of him when he's playing for Chelsea's academy sides and he takes a penalty with one of those one-step run-ups.
Oh, does he?
So he just stands there and then slots it in the bottom corner.
Great.
I think for a centre-back.
Well, half an hour just gone. I mean, yeah, I think we've had the majority of the play. We've been in their goal mouth a lot. Goalkeeper pulled off any great saves? Not really. One off Wilf, right?
And now Palace have nothing to show for it. They don't want to concede here, and Leon has met that with his head, and they do have the lead, the visitors. But it was a well-worked free kick. It was a wonderful delivery, and Sergio Leon, the veteran centre-forward, has nodded it past Vicente Gaita, and it is, after all that pressure from the home side, Palace 0, Real Valladolid 1.
Well, you have to say it's a good run and it's a good ball. One of the smallest guys on the pitch. Great ball whipped in, just gets ahead of everyone. At first I thought he was offside, then I look and see I think it's Mark Gay keeping him onside. And he's stretching, but it's a good header.
It's an excellent finish, isn't it? Right into the top corner.
Well,
Gaeta
my
rooted to the
guess
spot.
Is, yeah, Decore looked like he should be picking him up. I mean, well, talk about against the run of play.
So Palace find themselves behind. And as you say, you wouldn't have thought so after the action so far. But if you don't convert your opportunities, that is what can happen.
Yeah. Like I said before, there's been a few shooting opportunities where we don't shoot, we cut back and pass, and you know, eventually they all become stats. How many shots you need for a goal, and you know, in the end, you just need to take on opportunities. If you're waiting for the perfect shot, for things to open up and everything, you might not get it. There's always going to be bodies there.
And for Valladolid, it's pretty much one chance, one goal.
Yeah.
Decore, so good at receiving the ball under pressure.
Turn.
Eze to Hughes, and Decore, and Hughes again, and Palace just struggling to bring the
What
ball
they've done
forwards.
is they've just got back and organised themselves. Turn.
Elise, that's an excellent ball to Eze. Slightly fortunate with the first touch. Now waits for support. Eze's ball in.
That's excellent.
Zaha was waiting.
Absolutely excellent.
Still there for Palace. Hughes is brought down, and that will be a free kick.
That's the cynical one again, isn't it?
Some
Is it the
attacking
goal
play
scorer,
from
Leon? But I have to say that ball in just a few seconds ago was the ball that I am crying out for us to deliver, and then you have to get ahead of your opponent, be on the move. This is shooting. This is real shooting distance. This is a good angle here, just slightly to the keeper's right hand side. Chance to get it over the wall and down. Can it's a bit more power.
Once again, Elise and Eze stand over it.
Yeah.
We've seen Eze score from this kind of distance.
I would say Eze.
I think it's more of a right footer.
I think so. Yeah.
He's a fair distance out.
Yeah, but listen, see these guys in practice.
Yeah, well,
you know, from this type of distance, probably it's a bit for them what they usually do, but it's doable.
can they test the goalkeeper? It is Elise.
Oh, I thought it was in.
Not far away. So did half of Selhurst Park as well. In the end, Massett watched it past the post.
Yeah, and who from the crowd? Probably get this. This is the best angle to see it from. There you go. Goalkeeper's got a central position. Just doesn't bring it back in enough, does he?
It was curling, but not enough for Michael Elise. He's playing for the France under-21 side during the break. The entire squad watched that England-France game together, which might have been a tense occasion. The French contingent and the English contingent in the Palace squad.
Ooh, that's a foul.
Referee says play on. Mitchell steps in well. Looked for the more direct approach. It was intercepted, and Monchi.
Come on, Kleiny.
Here's Elise. Nathaniel Klein is sprinting into space on the right. Here he is, the fullback. Now Elise. Out to Klein, just a bit of the defender. He couldn't hit it first time. Here's Elise. With those dancing feet. Now Decore. It'll break for Elise still. Onto his left foot towards the far post. And who will it fall to on the edge of the area? It is Monchu who's brought down.
Please.
And that will ease all of the pressure on the Real Valladolid goal.
Well, it's just... you can see what happened there. Looking for it. Want to take the pressure off.
Palace will be keen to get the scores level before half-time. The longer this game goes on, the longer they don't have a goal, the more desperate they'll become. Even though it is a friendly, they won't want to lose at Selhurst Park. just 10 days before the return of the Premier League.
Well, you need to know you can press on. If we go a goal down, that we can press on and that's fine.
Hughes is brought down.
That's more cynical to me than the one on the edge of their box where he's trying to get out. So the referee doesn't want to book, but it's a bookable offence.
You'd think in a competitive game,
well,
there
Hughes
might be a different decision there.
Taking his time to get up.
It was Monchu who was penalised.
Yeah. Well, it's what it is. Stops the game.
It's a nice ball into Eze, who's turned well. Just couldn't put it into the path of Elise. Now Klein. Decore. Out to Elise again. Elise tried to slip it in towards Eze. Intercepted. Can Palace win the ball back? High up once again. Edouard chasing Massett down.
Time.
Gay. Back to Gaeta. Gay again. Palace being roared on by the home support. Zaha spins away and looks for Edouard. Edouard still. It breaks for Mitchell.
You've got to go on the right foot too. Come on.
He just waited too long. It all seemed to open up before him.
Well, it opened up, but he went onto his left. He tried to get back onto his left foot and he lost the opportunity.
Perhaps Palace's clearest sight of goal, this.
Yeah. So there you go. Nips in. Right, one. Touch. Oh, he's had to come back on the right way. I don't think he should. Excuse me, he has to come back on. He comes back on his left. You don't think he should. It's on his right foot. Just hit it.
In the end, just allowed enough time for the defender to slip a foot in. That's nice footwork from Zaha, and he's worked it to Eze. And this is dangerous now. Eze to Elise. Elise tried to take it round his man. He had Klein outside.
Yeah.
Mesa plays a nice ball out to the right towards Sanchez. Zaha steps in, referee will play on.
Yeah. And ball.
But in the end the decision is given, but he's brought it all the way back for the advantage. And it will be a free kick for the visitors. Aguado penalised for the handball, but still within the period of advantage. So Lucas Rosa wins the free kick. Five minutes remain until half-time. Sergi Leon's goal is the difference at the moment. Really nice headed finish from a free kick. But other than that, it's been pretty much all Palace. They just haven't taken their opportunities in front of goal. It was something Patrick Vieira mentioned after the Napoli game. There he is, the Palace manager.
His haircut as well.
Well, it may only be a friendly, but you wonder whether
As you know, you've been around him, he wants to win every game.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter who the opponent is.
The players could be in for a talking to at half-time. Good defending from Nathaniel Klein. Gay calmly back to Gaeta, who hooks it towards Edouard. It's a mix-up between the two midfielders for Valladolid, and Hughes has stepped in. Finds Elise. Now Klein. Decore.
Oh, good run.
Looks for the run of Mitchell. Mitchell tried to nod it back for Zaha. Zaha's done really well to regain possession.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a battle here. Watch him get fouled now. There you go.
Mitchell to Zaha, and he's done well to win the free kick. This time it's Rosa on Zaha.
Yeah, Rosa unhappy with Will's challenge on him just a few seconds ago, and you could just see Santa. Hello. Calm down.
Rosa and Zaha are not happy with one another here, and the referee will have some sorting out to do. Well, that's what they say, isn't it? Friendly in name only. Whenever professional footballers take to the field.
All coaches will say, and players will say, right, you know, protect yourself at all times. yes, it says friendly, but you're competing. You're competing unless it's one of the first games back for pre-season where you're just getting your leg work in. You're competing. Has he put Will? Oh wow! Can you believe that?
Zaha
on the receiving end. What are you supposed to do when someone comes and grabs you? I'm not sure what he's supposed to do.
Let's have another look at the challenge.
So it comes. Right. So it's just a straightforward bump into the back, isn't it? There you go. Right. It's a foul. Right. So how does it escalate to the grabbing and pushing? Oh, there you go.
Well, I think Monshu, the number 8, who's the other man who's been booked, incidentally, tried to imply it was a dive, and I think Zaha took poorly to that
as Wilf was walking past, he swung an arm at Wilf.
It is, after all that, a Palace free kick in quite a dangerous area. Eze is standing over it. Elise and Zaha wait on the edge of the penalty area. As does Will Hughes. It will be Eze's ball in. Dangerous one towards Edouard.
Couldn't get over it. Couldn't get over it. It's a good ball, and as you can see, the most he can do really is just head it up in the air. Just another 2 or 3 inches with your leap, and you can just guide that down. All you can do is just head it up. It's horrible because everyone thinks you should score from it, but you know you're on the stretch. You can see. I'm just trying to explain his push and then petulance led to the bookings.
Well, still some smiles in the crowd. Plenty of time left.
Oh, of course.
I think there might be smiles as well because there's only 2 minutes until they can go and get a cup of tea. Warm up a bit. It is really cold in South London this evening.
Does Brazilian Ronaldo live in Spain?
It's a very good question. He has been out in Qatar, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course.
He had that long chat with Richarlison before the quarter-final, although it didn't seem to work in the end. Good challenge from Decore, but Tompkins has lost it. Hughes slides in, but there's space now for Sanchez. I think Sanchez was caught in 2 minds. Leon almost made the run at the far post, and instead of shooting, Sanchez may have tried to pick him out.
It's hard to try and say what he was attempting to do. I mean, that persistence there, and then, wow, I don't know, saw something we didn't.
Well, it's a missed opportunity because he was in all kinds of space, wasn't he?
Come on that left foot and have a go, bend it.
Decore. Valladolid looking to end the first half strongly. And there goes the half-time whistle. No waiting around for Stuart Atwell.
Hasn't even waited for the right time.
And it is, well, a deficit for Palace as they trudge towards the tunnel and back into the dressing room. Some thinking for Patrick Vieira to do. It is Sergi Leon's goal that separates the 2 sides at the moment. But Palace have had much of the possession, haven't they? And a few of the better opportunities. They just haven't taken them.
Yes. As always, nothing changes. You know, creating opportunities and finishing them off. You know, Wilf had a good shot, was saved by the goalkeeper. We've had, as you said, lots of possession in and around the 18-yard box. The killer pass or the somebody skipping past someone and getting a shot in has been lacking. Other than that, I think we've dominated possession. And, yeah, they've been on the back foot, but their first chance they had, they scored. So, can we score 2 in the second half? Yes, we can.
Well, Palace can do almost anything at Selhurst Park, can't they? I think it's minor tweaks rather than wholesale changes needed, isn't it, after a performance like that. Well, 1-0 down Palace. They've recovered from much worse positions plenty of times before. Remember, there are plenty of options on the bench as well. But Malcolm Ebiwe, the exciting winger. But here are the highlights from the first half, and Palace with the better chances, you'd say.
Yeah, so that one there, you'd say, I think I would go as far as say, he's got to score there, Edouard. You know, Kleiny doing ever so well, pointing where he wants the ball, going down there, quick glance up, pull back, little turn, right. I think you've got to go across the goalkeeper to his right-hand side. There's half the goal to shoot at.
And here is Zaha.
This is Wilfred, yeah. Little step inside, goes on the out, left foot, drives it hard at the goalkeeper. Possibly if he goes inside a little bit, the goalkeeper parries it to Edouard, but you know what we're asking people to do is, can you get inside, can you hit a shot on target, can you ask a question of the goalkeeper? Yes, he does on both. Michael with a good ball in here, and this is Mark Gay, swivel. I mean, I don't think the goalkeeper knows much about it. It hits him on the arm, but you know, you'd have to say he's slightly unlucky at that. He's a reverse angle from behind the goal. Challenge here again. Now as it drops, Mark swivels, hit. I mean, wow.
If that's in the corner,
I mean,
it's past him before he can see it, isn't it?
It doesn't come out. It doesn't come off the goal. It just goes up in the air and he just grabs it.
Here's the goal.
And then here we go. One run. I think Decore lets him go. I would have to say he looks like he's marking. He's marking Leon, and he gets in. And he's stretching a little bit, but it's a good, powerful, accurate header.
It's a real striker's finish, that is.
And the ball in's a great ball. And, you know, look at that. When you say top corner, it's virtually in the top corner. And then, here we go. Edouard at the far. As I said, people say, why do you just head it in? He's stretching. That's all he can do, just head it up in the air. It's a difficult thing to explain when you're right up as far as you can go and you can't head it because you know it's just going to skim off the top of your head.
Well, half-time, plenty of time left for Palace to get back into this one, plenty of time for changes for both sides, but at the break it is Palace 0, Real Valladolid 1. Welcome back. Crystal Palace making their way back on the field. Real Valladolid have been out warming up, and you need to warm up on a night like this in South London. It is a few degrees below zero. Properly cold evening for a friendly fixture, but it is Palace 0, Real Valladolid 1. As the visitors make a couple of changes, we will bring you the teams as soon as we can. And it was Sergi Leon who scored the only goal of the game so far, a powerful header. And that is a change for Real Valladolid as Michael Malta, a central midfielder, comes on, number 14, as Palace get us back underway. And alongside me again is Mark Bright. And what do you think Palace need to do to get back into this game?
Score a couple of goals, that might help.
That would be a good start,
yeah,
wouldn't it?
just turn that possession in your opponent's half into better opportunities. Like I said, one effort on goal is in the back of the net. Have they changed to a 3?
Let's have a look at how both teams line up as Eze knocks it back to Gay. And Nathaniel Klein asks Gaeta to come and meet that, and he does, and Elise won't be able to keep it in. It was Michael Malsa who came on. The number 6, Alvaro Aguado, withdrawn. We'll see how long it takes for Palace to make any changes in this game. Plenty of options on the substitutes bench, but Patrick Vieira sticking with his starting 11 for now. And they did have plenty of opportunities, and they'll want to head into that home game against Fulham on Boxing Day with plenty of confidence as well. First cry of Eagles from the fans that have come out tonight. They've braved the cold and the train strikes and the ice and everything else to come and see.
It's not too
Palace.
bad up here though, is it? It's not too. It's not that cold, is it?
Well, we'll come back to this because the visitors are attacking. The flag has gone up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at. You're wearing a hat, a snood, a pair of gloves, a jacket,
Yeah,
a
but
big pair of headphones.
yeah. Anyway, so the groundsman was telling me the groundsman was telling me that you have to have the floodlights on for like 2 weeks, constantly, for the grass to grow. The grow lights. Quick back heel.
It does look in pretty good condition, the pitch. Zaha back to Decore. Out to Tyreek Mitchell. Thought better of a venture forwards down the line and instead went back to Decore, and now Gay. Here's Klein.
He got forward a lot, Klein, in the first half. Ooh.
He was a real source of support for Michael Elise. Eze has gone down under that challenge.
Is he back up? No.
Valladolid play on.
Can't.
They have kicked the ball out, has Monchut, so that Eze can pick himself back up and
now.
get back to his feet.
No. Referee's just gone across to see if he needs assistance. He said no. He put his hand up. So he's.
Well, James Haycock, the Palace physio, you can see on the far touchline. He's been at the World Cup with Wales.
Yes.
Out in Qatar. Conflicting emotions for him as an adopted Welshman, but a born Englishman.
Didn't get much of a tan, did he?
Well, we'll have to take that up with him, won't we? Will Hughes pressing high up again for Palace. It's back to the goalkeeper, Masip. It's a nice ball, actually, and a decent flick on, but Decore read it well. Tompkins just tells him to find Gay, and Palace can build from the back again.
Yeah, Tariq's pushed further on this side, just below where we are, and Nathaniel Klein stayed a little bit deeper at the start of this half. He got himself forward quite a lot in the first half to support.
Tompkins back to Gay.
Right,
Now Gaeta has to go long. Mitchell will race to try and meet this. Decore calmly back to Tompkins. Should just make you aware of the second substitute for Valladolid, number 11, Gonzalo Plata, on this right-hand side now. As Wilfried Zaha is surely held and pulled back. This time he does win the challenge. It did flare up for a moment between Zaha and Lucas Rosa. That was at the end of the first half. The referee booked both Zaha and Monchu in the end. Here's Hughes. Back to Tompkins.
Wow.
Now Klein. Gay again.
Turn.
Space for Edouard to turn and drive forwards, and here's Zaha. Try to flick it back towards Edouard. Decore stepped in, and that will be a free kick for the visitors.
Michael Elise was open. You can see him flicking his head back, and he was open, and he wanted that ball that went into Wilf. And basically, it's all about. Will we see him at the top of the screen? No, I don't see him.
And that was the
foul
from Decore. He's no stranger to a booking. Check Decore. He was suspended for Palace's defeat at Goodison Park this season.
He's adapting to the Premier League.
He is indeed.
Ooh.
That's loose, and good pressure from Michael Elise has forced the throw for Palace and taken quickly as they look to move up a gear.
Hughes has just made a good run into the box, but obviously
Elise's ball in towards the far post, and Mitchell, who just can't get anything to it.
Yeah.
Zaha and Edouard were in the area as well.
So you know my theory on the right foot on the left foot on the right, in the wide areas doesn't lend itself to good crossing. People have to come back and they're shaping the ball in. I don't think there's as many goals scored from crosses as there used to be, because the crossing should be coming from a right footer on the right and a left footer on the left, sitting it up or pulling it back nice and firm. You just don't swing that ball in. You go back onto your other foot and then cross it from there. I just think it's more difficult to score.
Well, as a centre forward, would you have preferred to be
see
the winger hit the byline and then?
That's what I liked. You know, whether you sit it or whether you slide it across low. Oh, you need to foul there.
Here's the substitute Plata. Back to Plano. Elise stepped in. Now Malsa out towards Rosa. It's helped on to the fullback. Rosa's ball in is overhit.
Do you know what? He shifted that ball really well. Once again, there's a right foot. He's got to come in on the left. He's got to come in onto his left foot to cross, and you just want better scoring opportunities, and I think that comes from not having to check back all the time.
Patrick Vieira looks on.
And he should know. You lose the heat of your body through your head, and that's why you should always be having a hat on, or a woolly hat. Or
someone's got to.
Yeah, it keeps you warm.
Race down to the dugout and
tell him.
Sort one out for him. He will be watching that World Cup final with
of course,
great interest, Patrick Vieira.
Probably will have his medal on his chest as well.
His old midfield teammate as well, Didier Deschamps.
Yeah.
In charge, looking for a second successive World Cup win, a third for him. One as a player, two as a manager. It would be.
Take some beating.
Mitchell into Edouard. Pass back, couldn't find him, and Monchu was turned away well. Ball couldn't pick out Leon. Klein has done well to find Elise. And now can Elise take on the defence? Eze tried to flick it back to him. The pass was just behind him, though. Here's Leon. Good challenge from Klein.
Yeah. It's all nearly. Yeah,
the Real Valladolid manager, Paqueta. Another central midfielder. Slightly less.
I wonder what
trophy career in Spain.
What position make the best managers?
Well,
ex-players.
I said this to Andy Woodman once, the ex-Palace goalkeeper. I said, because he was managing Bromley.
He is managing Bromley.
And I said, you know, is it curious that a goalkeeper has become a manager? You don't hear that very often. And he was not happy with that. He said, right, let me tell you. It's the biggest misconception in football. And he did mention Dino's off, in fact.
Yeah.
And of course, did he win the World Cup with Italy in 1982? So there have been plenty of goalkeeping managers. That's nice footwork. In the end, it took two men to stop him. Nathaniel Klein got it away. It will be a Palace throw.
Hasn't gone out. Wow, did you see that check?
No. Elise has managed to rescue it.
Had a little bit of check on it there and it didn't go out. Turn, quickly. Turn.
I wonder if Edouard knew he had that much space.
Well, it's about communication. People around him shouting him, and when you pass a ball, put some information on it. Time, turn. Go Hughesy.
Always your advice to the young players, isn't it?
Yes, communicate.
Now Mitchell. Here's Hughes. Decore. Decore tries to spread the ball out to Elise. Back to Nathaniel Klein. Plenty of men forwards for Palace. Elise just a bit isolated, goes inside and finds Zaha.
He's drifting a little bit, isn't he? Can he get some space?
Now Eze. All the way back to Klein. Klein has stepped inside and skipped away from the challenge, and now it's Decore.
It's tight there.
Valladolid.
Silly foul.
They were defending well, weren't they? Forcing Palace back, and
they were, but
let them off.
Yeah, Michael's got nowhere to go. All he can do there is run that ball back towards his own goal. Forward runs.
Well, here's Zaha in behind.
Yeah.
And there's the equaliser. And Wilfred Zaha is back scoring goals at Selhurst Park. And even on the coldest of nights, that's enough to warm the spirits of the Palace fans here today. It is Palace 1, Real Valladolid 1, and you have to say they deserve it.
Yeah, got a little bit fortunate with the ricochet, fell into his path, but clinical. Didn't hesitate, slotted it past the goalkeeper, crossed the goalkeeper into the far side. I mean, it's textbook, absolutely textbook. Here we go, this just gets a little break there, and then doesn't waste the opportunity. It's low, it's accurate, it's a really good finish.
Well, we spoke about Palace wasting opportunities in the first half. They've taken one after the break. Clinical from Wilfred Zaha. And now they will feel they have the momentum to go on and try and win this game.
It's just converting, isn't it?
Here's Decore. Space for Elise.
Like that. Oh, right. Can you see what I'm saying? Cross that with your right.
Klein. Eze! Just couldn't keep it down. It was a really good opportunity again.
Yeah.
Almost 2 goals in as many minutes for Palace.
He has the ability to do that as well. Just get over the ball, get your right hip, get over, so you're hitting down towards the ground. And it's a brave challenge as well. Defender doesn't make it easy.
Palace looking promising going forwards.
Yeah.
Valladolid will have to try and hit back. All the way back to Gaeta. Yeah. Turned 36 in January, the goalkeeper. His form still at the top level for Crystal Palace. Towards Edouard. Edouard gets up well, and can Hughes race onto this? Rosa just beat him to it.
On that kick there, Edouard's got to be stronger. He's got to be more physical. Straight from the keeper, you've got to back in there and battle and get that ball down on your chest, or just cushion with your head.
Here he is again. Now Zaha.
Oh.
You can see what he was trying to do there, but Edouard had already made the run further forwards. Here's Eze.
First time.
Now Klein.
Elise has come. Look
Elise.
how many players we've got forward.
Will Hughes is making
there,
a bursting
Eze's there,
run.
Klein's there.
Doesn't reach Zaha, it may reach Edouard. And now Valladolid can break away. And some defending for Marc Gay to do. And Leon is bursting forwards. And Gay has done just enough. Well, the referee shakes his head, and Sergio Leon can't believe it.
You wouldn't like that go to VAR, would you? In 10 days' time. I think he gets caught a little bit there, Mark, and he has to do a bit of grappling. There you go. Leon, the number 7 who scored the goal. Great run. Good touch. Right, Mark grapples. Gets, if he goes down there, in 10 days' time, we'll have a problem.
33-year-old Sergio Leon.
You know, he's still complaining to the referee.
Pace.
It's an intelligent run. The weight of the pass is perfect. His first touch is good.
Edouard clears towards Zaha. Will Hughes will latch onto this one under pressure from Plata. Zaha can't get there, Hughes will. And Hughes goes down. And it will be a free kick to Palace.
I don't think that was that bad, actually. I just thought it was a straightforward challenge.
Well, when that 50-50 was approaching, I think Will Hughes' eyes may have lit up because he loves those kind of challenges.
This one here? Is it number 11? Or was it 14? Which one is it?
I think it was Gonzalo Plata.
Okay, so it's 11. I don't think he did too much wrong.
There's a discussion now between Mikel Malser and Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah.
The referee just checks to see if all is okay, and we will have a couple of changes. Will Hughes is being withdrawn. Jeffrey Schlupp will replace him. Nathaniel Klein is the other man to make way. And on comes Joel Ward. So 2 changes for Crystal Palace after that equalising goal. Joel Ward and Jeffrey Schlupp on, 2 of the most experienced players in Patrick Vieira's squad. And Joel Ward has immediately taken the captain's armband from Mark Gay.
Yeah, no, excuse me, nothing changes there. Obviously Ward it straight in right back. Jeffrey Schlupp just getting good ball.
What a ball that is from Eze, and Elise is onside here. Michael Elise inside. In the end, the defender did just enough. Ward will try and stop Valladolid from breaking away.
Referees give a foul. Well, there again, opportunity. What changes from the to the last half to the first half? Taking chances, slotting things across the box so people can try and fire it in. Faking the cross and coming back on the left didn't work. And you know, Michael, once he's drifted past that defender, slide it across. Because what I'd say is, it looks to me like we've been working on getting more people in the box, in the opponent's box, from breakaways, and that's obviously, it's a mindset thing for people. You can do it, they're fit enough, they know. Here we go. Wow. Oh, substitution.
Let off of Valladolid, but they will make some more changes here. Coming on is Narvaez. Off is the goal scorer, Sergi Leon. Well, he's done exactly what his job was. He's put the ball in the back of the net. Also withdrawn, Oscar Plano. And the third substitution, Joaquin Fernandez. And on comes the Moroccan, Zuhair Fedal. He'll have taken real pride in his country's performance in the World Cup. He'll have been watching his defensive teammate, Jawad El Yamik, and also introduced Sean Weizmann, the Israeli centre-forward. So plenty of changes for both sides. Weizmann just needed a final check from the 4th official before he was introduced. They do have a strong Moroccan contingent, Valladolid, as Fedal comes on. I should say El Yamik, his defensive partner, was the man who attempted that overhead kick against France in the World Cup semi-final that was just tipped onto the post. What a goal that would have been.
You say he attempted it, he pulled it off, didn't he?
Well, Maurice just about got there. What a bit of footwork that is from Zaha. Elise goes down, referee blows for the free kick, but Zaha wants to get on with it.
Referee not taken from the spot in which the free kick was conceded, a few yards away. Sometimes you can go on, play on.
Not having any of it, the referee.
Here we go. Just there. Or is it this one? Yeah, this one. Right, put your hand on it and play. Must have been a yard away.
Chance though for Michael Elise to whip another dangerous ball into the penalty area. Plenty of bodies forwards here. Tompkins, Gay, Edouard. Elise's ball in towards Edouard. Mark Gay will try and rescue it.
Should be ours.
Not happy with that decision at all, Gay.
Well, we're above that, aren't we? And I think Mark plays it off the defender. Might be wrong, but I doubt it.
A quick word with the referee on his way back to his centre-back position. Palace still pressing. Here is Gay again.
Oh,
That's a loose ball. Valladolid have it back through Monchu, and now they can try and break away here. It is Mesa. Help to the left-hand side. Escudero, but he's got the cross all wrong.
Wild.
Much to the delight of the fans behind in that stand.
Who are you? Say the kids.
You can always hear a slightly different timbre, can't you, in these friendly games.
Turn wide quickly.
Here's Edouard. Has plenty of options ahead of them. One of them is Michael Elise. Elise from distance, straight at Masip in the end. How often have we seen him pick out the bottom corner? One of those curling strikes. Not to be this time. Now Zaha.
Go past him, well.
Zaha taking on Rosa. Been a real battle between those two tonight. Jeff Schlupp. Back to Mitchell. Now Zaha again.
Go on, Will. Excellent.
Lovely ball into Schlupp. Pulls it back.
Hit it!
Well, once again, the goal was there. But instead, Jeff Schlupp tried to find a teammate. And Palace have spurned the opportunity. Here's Plata. Mitchell in the end tidying up.
Plata looks to me
like Tompkins.
Like he doesn't really want to be out there. I don't want to speak too early, but you know that you just see signs from a player. Flying straight back tonight, aren't they?
It's just it is a short visit, isn't it?
Yeah. Biggin Hill, I think. So
still time to make their mark. Heisman looking to step in there.
As a player, I couldn't help myself to every game you play in, you've got to try and score. Friendly, no friendly, end of season, but you've got to try and score. That's what you're paid to do. That's your job. And I couldn't help myself. So you get angry when people don't. So this is Michael. He's committed to it. He tries to give him the eyes, goes to the near post, but he sees it. Will for the quick 1-2. Now Shoppy should hit this. Just hit it straight at the goalkeeper or down by his feet. It's got to go in. And I mean, I'm complaining that we don't square things to tap in. And on that occasion there, you have to shoot.
Decision making, there's such fine lines, aren't there?
Games are won and lost by it.
And the very best
when it comes in the opponent's half, you know, I like to see aggressive play, forward movement, forward running and forward passing. That's what I like to see. And I think the fans like to see that. But the constant pretending to cross and don't, and feigning it and coming inside and going back and back and back to the halfway line. I don't know where that gets us. I understand resetting it. Okay, it's not quite on. Reset, let's get our shape. The opponents get their shape the same as we're getting the shape. And then we start again and try and build. I get that.
Well, Palace were behind at half-time. They've got themselves back level through Wilfried Zaha.
Oh,
Joe Ward in full defensive mode there. It will be a throw for Valladolid.
You know why I think there's the best value for player this club's ever signed, don't you?
Oh, is Joe Ward your... Was he £400,000?
Yeah.
More than 300 games for Palace.
VFM.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you know, just an example to the younger. Oh, here we go. Oh,
well, if Jeff Schlupp had brought that into his stride, then Odsonne Edouard was in on goal. But instead, it's the visitors who have an opportunity, and Tyreek Mitchell is back just in time. Still danger for Palace, though. Inside to Moussa. Tried to play the little reverse pass. Instead, it's broken for Elise, and the game is beginning to open up in the second half now.
Yeah, they've pushed on a little bit. They've got into our half.
Tompkins into Schlupp, and he brings Tyreek Mitchell into play, and there's space for Mitchell to come forwards.
Go again.
Inside to Edouard. Gay. Ward. Elise now. Needs support. Finds it in Joel Ward. Decore. Schlupp under pressure straight away. He's tried to turn into space. He won't get that decision, Jeff Schlupp, and Mitchell is racing back to help. Monchu for Valladolid. Rosa wanted the ball on the right-hand side. Instead, it's all the way back to Fedel. And Fedel just wanted a bit too much time on the ball, and he's knocked it straight out of play. As Palace are preparing to make another change. I think another 2 or 3 changes, in fact. But for now, we play on. Looks like Luka, Milivojevic, and I think Chris Richards potentially.
Yeah.
Here's Zaha.
Go again.
Eze.
Oh,
Edouard on the line of offside, and the flag goes up, and Edouard, well, he gets his shot away, but the flag was up long before.
Do you think that was offside? Did you think?
I think he just strayed.
Yeah.
And that allows Palace to make these substitutions. Off comes Cech Decore. On comes Milivojevic in his place.
There you go. I tell you what, he's not offside there.
Well,
he's not offside, is he? I thought he was.
It may go down as an opportunity for Odsonne Edouard.
Yeah.
So off comes Decore.
Luka.
On comes Luka Milivojevic. Tyreek Mitchell will be replaced by Jairo Riedewald, who is more conventionally a midfielder but has filled in at left back on plenty of occasions. And Mark Gay is the other man to be withdrawn. On comes Chris Richards. There is an opportunity for Tompkins and Richards because Mark Gay is suspended for the game against Fulham on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
After picking up 5 yellow cards. And so, with Joachim Andersen also coming back from the World Cup, Patrick Vieira will need to rely on his full quota of central defenders.
Yeah. Well, James has been involved, hasn't he?
So unlucky, Chris Richards missing out on the World Cup.
It just, what? It's heartbreak for anybody.
Picked up an injury at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Of course, the American national team manager, also a former Palace player.
Yep.
Greg Berhalter.
Came after me.
After the glory years.
No, at all.
It will be a throw for Valladolid.
One of the hosts of the next World Cup, aren't they?
They are. It's spread across 3, isn't it? Canada, USA and Mexico.
Mexico.
So that'll be some...
It goes from one
trip,
city,
won't it?
one city to like 2 continents.
Yeah. Toronto down to Guadalajara could be a bit of a journey. Can Valladolid get their noses back in front? Or will Palace be able to complete the comeback? Mesa all the way back to Masip, who will be watching an old teammate of his on Sunday. He was at Barcelona with Lionel Messi as Barca's 3rd choice keeper. Only played 1 game, but they did win that match 8-1, so it's a pretty good record. Riedewald to Richards. Ward into Eze.
Good play.
Nicely
This
round
way,
the corner
this way,
to
this way,
Schlupp,
this
but it
way.
was just loose.
See, if Jairo calls Jeffrey Schlupp, he attracts attention. Go on.
He's done well, Riedewald, to win the ball back, and now Palace have 4 on 3 here. Riedewald looks to the left-hand side with Elise. Elise's brought down.
It's a penalty.
And it is a penalty. Just inside the area. Michael Elise's dancing feet were too much for the defender. And Palace have the opportunity to take the lead from 12 yards.
They're arguing and laughing, but we both believe that was inside the box. Here we go. Jairo's running with the ball. Comes here. Michael takes a touch. Skips. Oh,
I think it's in the area.
I don't think there's much contact. That's what I think they're complaining about. At first, I did think it was contact, but on that view.
Well, the other thing that the referee is having to deal with is that Sean Wiseman went down on the halfway line. Valladolid wanted a free kick for that challenge from Riedewald. Palace broke forwards and won the penalty. And dare I say it, do we talk about Wilfried Zaha and penalties?
Well, is it the last 2 he's missed or 3?
So, 1 saved against Botafogo.
Yeah.
1 wide against Nottingham Forest.
Luca's on the pitch, and there doesn't seem to be a debate. And what it just shows is you're willing to give it another go.
Patrick Vieira couldn't have been clearer, could he, after the Nottingham Forest game? He said Zaha will stay on penalties. He has full faith in his talisman.
Yeah.
Well, Palace, with 15 minutes to go, have the chance to get their noses in front for the first time. Will it be third time lucky for Wilfred Zaha? And Zaha puts it away. A second for him, a second for Palace. And they take the lead. Wilfred Zaha is finding the back of the net once again from 12 yards. It is Crystal Palace 2, Real Valladolid 1.
Coming from behind again. Will just picking up the ball. I suppose I was going to look into Luca, but dispatches it, goes down the middle. Opens up a little bit like he's going to put it down that side, the keeper's left, but then just goes straight down the middle.
That will give him confidence, won't it? Next time in the Premier League.
But listen, the people who miss the most usually score the most, don't they? They stay on them, but yeah.
More changes for the visitors. Off comes Lucas Rosa, who's been his own personal battle with Wilfred Zaha, and on comes Ivan Fresneda. Bringing another change in just a second. So, a different challenge now for Valladolid. It is Sergi Guardiola, the man who's been introduced. Here he is on the ball straight away, under pressure from Edouard, and Palace have very nearly won it back. Well, the referee wasn't going to blow there, and he isn't going to blow here either. He finally does, because Palace have won a free kick, and that's exactly what Patrick Vieira will want to see.
Just like the tenacity.
Zaha out towards Edouard.
Good touch.
Great first touch from the Frenchman. Now brings Elise into play. The pass was just behind him.
A little bit.
Here's Ward. Now Edouard. Tried to find Eze, who's spun away from the defender. Elise. Elise towards Riedewald.
Oh, shiny.
Well, it fell perfectly at the far post. Here's Milivojevic, still not away for Valladolid, and in the end, the goalkeeper Masip.
You have to say a chance, don't you? A chance, especially Gyro, just with his technique. The ball dropped and then just smoothly through the ball.
In the end, it was more of a cross than a shot, wasn't it? Skewed back across the face of goal. Here's Moussa. Eze very nearly stepped in. Milivojevic has won it back. Now Zaha. Lovely ball around the corner to find Elise. Elise goes alone. Couldn't have been much closer.
Works on a hat trick and started off the move. Can't have it both ways.
It will be a corner. Must have taken a nick.
Okay, so I didn't see that. Great little touch there from Wilf. He spins, he goes to get into the box. Michael, first good touch. Second touch, sets himself up, looks up, fought. Oh, goalkeeper. Yeah, it's going in.
It's a good save from the goalkeeper, isn't it?
His toe.
Onto the post.
Yeah, it's a good connection. A little bit of appreciation there. Good save, mate.
But don't do it again.
Yeah, we're going to make a few subs here. Well, we won't do it before the corner, surely.
Barry Eze stands over this set piece. Substitutions will have to wait. Eze's ball in towards the near post. It's loose. In the end, just smuggled away, and now this is a real opportunity on the counter-attack. Plata just couldn't bring it into his stride. Still they come forward, though. Here's Fresneda. Now, forwards again. Moussa out to this right-hand side. Fresneda's ball in. Dangerous. Still not away. Out to Guardiola.
Easy for Guaita.
Right down the throat of the Palace goalkeeper.
It's a good break. They got numbers forward, didn't they? It was a bit of a test for us.
Oh, a reminder.
Yeah, here we go.
There's still a threat.
Just a deflection. Fed out to the edge of the 18-yard box. Laces. It's quite comfortable, isn't it?
It's good technique, wasn't it?
Just relax and just strike through the ball. It's on the target, but it's straight at the goalkeeper.
Paul Scholes saying once that he only ever aimed at the goalkeeper because enough times the ball would skew off to one side.
Yeah, go down by his legs. Here we go.
Well,
Malcolm's on. Michael Elise's off.
James Tompkins, Michael Elise are withdrawn. And it's a chance for several young players here. On comes Kofi Barma. On comes John Kamani Gordon. And on comes 17-year-old midfielder David Ozo.
Yes.
And he was born in, and brace yourself for this one, May 2005.
Well, he played pre-season, didn't he? You know, on the tour, and he was. I think he's a May birthday, so a couple of months after he's 17, and he's been doing ever so well in the 21s as well. And he played in the FA Youth Cup here last week.
He did.
Manchester United. So bizarre, isn't it? Under 21s, under 18s, and first team.
Up towards Zaha. Javi Sanchez got there just in time. Here's Malcolm Ebiwe, who's still just 19 himself.
He's blessed with incredible ability. You're
He
willing
is,
him
isn't
to do it. You're willing him to put it all together and drive past people, come inside, play 1-2s, get some shots, get some assists.
He became Palace's 6th youngest Premier League player when he came on against Arsenal at the start of the season. Kofi Barma with the ball there, another player that has shown real composure in these winter break games. Started against Botafogo, he played against Napoli as well. That will be a free kick for the challenge by Joel Ward.
It's good for him.
So 10 minutes to go. Crystal Palace have turned it around. Wilfried Zaha at the double.
Yes.
As the
A brace.
visitors make another change of their own.
Valladolid subs.
It is Diego Moreno who's being introduced for Valladolid. Comes on in place of Escudero. Well, can Palace finish this game strongly?
9 minutes plus stoppage.
Wilfried Zaha's
Down
penalty
the middle now.
separates the sides. Jeff Schlupp will step in. There was a miscommunication between he and Riedewald, but that's a lovely back heel. Riedewald picks it up again into John Kamani Gordon.
Get in the box, Shaky.
Riedewald. Here's Gordon. Can he make the space for the shot? Instead, back to David Ozo. Now Ward.
Wow.
And all the way back via Chris Richards to Gaeta. And they've defended that well, Valladolid.
They did. The edge of their 18-yard box to the edge of ours.
Here's Zaha.
Go on, Wilf.
Fadal did just enough. No taking Wilfried Zaha off when he's on a hat-trick. Here comes Narvaez. There's another who came through Real Madrid's youth system. I think Zinedine Zidane called him the next Falcao at one point, which is, you know, no pressure. But he's doing well at Valladolid. Back to Sanchez. Fresneda steps inside Gordon.
Got a lot of players push forward now.
There are, 5 Valladolid players on the halfway line waiting to spring forwards. Richards will get there first, and now Kofi Barma. Here's John Kamani Gordon. Shows good strength and composure and just about manages to keep possession. He wants the free kick. He's not getting it. Guardiola out to Plata. Plata takes on Barma. Milivojevic steps in. Gordon wins it back for Palace, but only as far as a Valladolid player. And then Gaeta will be grateful to see that trickle into his hands.
Was just a little strong, that's all, Will. If that ball had just had a little less on it, I think the substitute gets a hold of it. Is it Wiseman?
It is.
He gets a hold of it and he's a chance. He's just stretching, just a little bit too firm. Now, you can see he applauds it, where I'd be so angry. You know, too hard.
He's only scored once this season. Sean Weissman wants to kick on after the break. Here's Ebiwe. Ebiwe through the legs of the defender, just can't meet it on the other side.
But Wolf's got his arms out, as I say, why do you need to nutmeg? Why don't you just push it in my direction?
Here's Guardiola.
Oh, good touch.
Ball forwards is towards Narvaez. Ward stepped in and tried to skip away from Weisman, but he's nicked it back, and here's Plata. Narvaez,
Wow.
side netting.
Kova's just got to try and get closer a little bit there.
It was a chance, and he knows it.
We'll just get caught in possession on the stretch. Tilted as well here. Can you just... probably being too harsh on him. I just thought maybe he could just step forward a little bit. That encouraged the guy then to fake a shot and come past you.
Gaeta in no hurry to get things back underway. But that's a nice ball in towards Ebue. Ebue battling away. The decision's gone against him.
See,
Valladolid have the free kick.
The defender's not attempting to play the ball, he's just running across Malcolm's path. So if you see, right, look, he's not trying to play the ball, he's just running across Malcolm's path. What does he do that's a foul? I don't see what he does as a foul there.
Ebue was asking a similar question, wasn't he?
Turn.
Zaha is brought down. That will surely be a free kick. The referee says play on. Ebue.
That's a free kick as well.
In the end, Palace get the decision. It will be a free kick in a really dangerous area.
One of two, wasn't it? It was either.
Ebue already showing the threat he can
There
pose.
You go. Told you. A little turn of pace. Very tight control. Deceptive. Little drop of the shoulder.
Well, Luka Milivojevic stands over this one.
Yeah.
Elise and Eze were on set-piece duty. They've both been withdrawn. Seen Kofi Barmer score for the academy sides from set-pieces.
Chris is up there as well.
Chris Richards is forward. John Kamani Gordon, Jeff Schlupp, Wilfried Zaha. But plenty of bodies back for Valladolid. Who can Milivojevic pick out? It's a decent ball in. Mouser gets there first. David Ozo wins it back for Palace. Milivojevic all the way back to Gaeta. Gaeta looks forward towards Gordon, and Gordon's got up well and won it for Palace.
Unlucky.
Fedal stepped in. Schlupp tries to win it back. Then David Ozo, and then Gordon.
Oh, the referee. I mean, wow.
Well, the protests of Sergi Guardiola have got him into the book.
He must have good English. So it's just, right, so we don't consider that anything. It's just a bit of aggressive play. There's nothing dirty there. It's just a bit of pressing. And this is what the manager's asking the boys to do. Press with a bit of aggression.
John Kamani Gordon finds him.
Okay. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, he puts his thumb up, it's okay. I mean, there we go. Here we see it now, right. Sloppy, nice and strong, trying to pinch it. David Ozo gets in there. Right. What is it they're so unhappy about? It's just a foul. There's nothing aggressive, nobody's topping anybody.
Well, Gordon's been in the thick of the action, and here he is again on the left-hand side. Trying to make an impression in this first team opportunity. Riedewald, now Zaha.
Turn.
Schlupp.
Oh.
Milivojevic. Just missing that outlet of Elise. But here's Zaha in for the hat-trick.
Oh, Will hit it.
Still Zaha, and in the end it's forced away. And somehow it isn't 3-1 Palace. Valladolid can't play their way out just yet. Met by Milivojevic. Now David Ozo.
Careful.
Deflects and then into the hands of Masip.
Well, you know, sometimes we've got to be ruthless. And that was one of those occasions. Just get a toe on it, Will. Poke. Anything, side foot.
Well, he was almost...
It's a hat-trick you're looking at. Just, you know, you'd hit it from anywhere.
He's almost trying one of those Ibrahimovic goals or Johan Cruyff, you know, when you take it round the keeper and just poke it into the back of the net. But it,
like, I don't get that part of it. I don't understand, because obviously it's about tap-ins for me. Just tap it in.
Mouser out to Fedal. It's a good ball into Weisman, and the flag has stayed down, and Weisman flicks it on. And in the end, the offside flag is raised.
Now you see there could be a collision between the goalkeeper there and the striker, Wiseman. Right, there could be. It's because the assistant doesn't put the flag up. I mean, doesn't.
Finish wasn't good enough in the end, was it?
No, the finish wasn't. And this is one. Touch, shot. He could have just chipped it there, trying to go past the keeper, overruns it. And look, here we go again. Right, can you shoot there? Could have. Now he comes inside. Oh, hasn't got hold of it, has he? Hasn't got control.
Well, you would back Wilfried Zaha every time,
wouldn't you?
On
a hat trick there. Get a shot in.
It remains 2-1.
Yeah. I shouldn't imagine that Stuart Atwell will add much time on.
No.
I know there's been a lot of subs, but I think it's...
I think one look at the thermometer and he'll be reaching for the final whistle. Well, it is a set piece on halfway. And the goalkeepers come up, as you know, the defender will take, but they are pouring bodies forwards.
Yeah, but they should stop. Stop. Don't drop. Don't even go towards the edge of the 18-yard box. There you go. Now push forward. Push forward. Well done. This is good.
Diego Moreno. Ball in is met by a Palace head, and that will be enough. It is full time, and Palace have emerged with a victory to end their winter break, and that's exactly what Patrick Vieira would have wanted before the visit of Fulham on Boxing Day. They were behind at half-time thanks to Sergio Leon's wonderful header, but Wilfried Zaha, as he has done so often at Selhurst Park, took things into his own hands and turned it around. The first elegant finish inside the penalty area, the second smashing it home from 12 yards. Back on form on penalties, Wilfried Zaha, and it finishes Crystal Palace 2, Real Valladolid 1. Mark Bright, what did you make of that performance?
Yes, came from behind, made it hard for themselves, created lots of situations, good situations where a bit more ruthlessness could have punished the opponents, but well done to Wilf, grabbed himself a couple to come back from the winter break and get himself going again against Fulham. Yes, they had some good possession and a couple of good opportunities by Valladolid, but it was the home team that ran out winners, and confidence boosting, I should say, before we come back against Fulham in 10 days' time.
And just a word on the youngsters. David Ozo, 17 years old.
Yeah, of course. I mean, David was involved pre-season, and he's having a good season. He's getting involved. John Kamani Gordon, he's doing the same thing. He's had plenty of goals from John. I think 15 at the start of this season. Kofi's doing ever so well. He's stepped up and he hasn't let anybody down. They'll enjoy it as well. They enjoy it. But obviously the crowd, we can't expect too much because it's party time. It's Christmas, isn't it? And it's the train strikes, etc. So, but no, listen. The objective is get a good run, no injuries, score some goals, try and keep a clean sheet.
Well, let's have a look at those goals now. Palace did fall behind initially from this set piece.
Great ball in, as I said before, and a clinical header. Nobody's stopping that. It's right in the top corner, and I don't think. I just thought it was like slight marking. I think it's Decore who should be marking because he looks like he's chasing. And you got to hold your hands up to the players at half-time. Sorry, boys, that's my fault. I'll let him go. There you go. Lets him go. And it's just 2 yards away. That's in the penalty area. 2 yards might as well be a mile. It's a free header, and it's a great free kick, shaped in beautifully. And there we go, top corner.
That is some header, isn't it, from Sergio Leon?
Yes.
And that made it 1-0 at half-time, but Palace turned it around.
Yeah, Wilf just down the side, gets a little bit lucky, but then, without hesitating, slots it straight across the goalkeeper into the side netting. When you're talking about the youngsters about how to finish, that's what you want. Ball just runs. He gets lucky, yes he does. Opens his body up, now slot it across the goalkeeper. If you hit that inside netting, you can't ask any more for the striker than that. It's very difficult to save. Here again, quick glance up, nice and firm side footer. Clinical.
Well, that made it 1-1, and then Palace had an opportunity from the spot thanks to this.
Yeah, Michael takes over, comes inside. Well, when you say soft, it doesn't get softer than that. I don't think there's much contact, but anyway. And here we go. Does he go left? Does he go right? Goes straight down the middle. Little disguise. Look how he leans. He leans like he's going to open his body up to the keeper's left, and then changes his mind and goes down the middle.
Wilfried Zaha finding the back of the net from the spot, and that will be a source of great confidence for him And it does finish at full time here on a freezing cold evening in South London at Selhurst Park. Well, Premier League football will be back shortly, but in the meantime, it's Crystal Palace 2, Real Valladolid 1.